Sponsored by TTI Power Equipment. This year's nominees in the category of Education: PackCamp.
My name is Andrew Hurley. I am an associate professor at Clemson University's Department of Food, Nutrition, and Packaging Sciences. And packaging science is a pretty fantastic place to be. Packaging is awesome. It's what enables a product to move into the marketplace. It's what exists between the brand's product and the consumer itself. It is truly the vehicle that allows someone to take their ideas and bring them directly into the marketplace. But the problem with packaging is that it's limited. It's contained to specific geographic areas, and it typically requires a 4 or 5 year commitment in order to get a packaging science degree. We created a camp that targets high school students to come to Clemson's campus to learn about the people and professions of packaging, the technologies and the infrastructure around those processes, and to enable them to understand the process of taking an idea and bringing it to market through the context of packaging. At PackCamp, students will go from the entire process of thinking up a new product, prototyping that product, moving it into a packaging system, customizing that packaging, doing the structural and visual going through the structural and visual design process, and then ultimately prototyping that and pitching it to their peers. What's exciting about PackCamp is that in these post-interviews, after they completed the whole process, students really have developed a skill set. They understand a little bit of the vocabulary, and they're able to relate that vocabulary to what it is that they ultimately want to do. Whether it's an academic pursuit or going into the industry, they feel confident in being able to take a value into their employer. And so what I'd like to do is to be able to take this model of PackCamp and expand it out. I think we can take this and get into every school in South Carolina, adding a packaging curriculum and the camp-like environment to empower these students. And then from there, take it nationwide.
Procertas.
Hey, I'm Joe Colucci. I'm the principal and co-founder of Procertas LLC. What is Procertas LLC? Essentially, what we've done is create a competency-based learning platform, which is web-based, that can assess and train on basic technologies that people use every day. What are those technologies? Word, Excel, PDF, PowerPoint. You tell yourself that you really know these technologies, but is it true? That ominous line item on the resume that says proficient in Microsoft Office. We're trying to change that to give you a validation that you are truly proficient. And we can do that in a virtual fashion via our platform, in which you can assess what you know and what you don't know in these technologies, and on the back end, train via how-to videos and a validation of learning. Competency-based learning at its finest. We are in 72 law schools at the moment because we are in the legal vertical. Some of the top tier: Harvard, Yale. 70% failure rate, Word level 1. Following the implementation of our software, it's 100% passing rate. It works. It's a simple approach, but it works.
Van Robotics.
Van Robotics is an educational social robotics company. We develop smart robot tutors for the school-aged child. I started as a researcher looking at technologies that could help students with special needs learn things like communication and socialization. And what we learned from about a decade of research was that social robots could be used to actually accelerate learning, not just for special needs populations, but was very effective actually for the typical student population. So Abby is really designed to do two things really well. One is to delight students, and the other is to educate them. We also have designed her to be super cute, so she's aesthetically like something you might see in a cartoon, or maybe in a Disney movie or in a Pixar movie. So she's intentionally designed to both elicit that approachable quality. She's also intended to have a personality that is fun and engaging, so it keeps them going even when the material gets tough.
Abby is the only robot that is teaching core subjects that's also affordable. You have a lot of software out there that teaches kids. It does a good job, but it's on a tablet or a laptop. Abhi is measuring your attention, is measuring your stress, your boredom, are you distracted? A tablet can't do that. The reason why Abhi can measure attention, measure stress, is because Abhi has sensors that are paying attention to the student. And it's not just sensors. We have an ability to interpret that data and how to interpret infrared technology to measure stress, to measure boredom, and that gives us a huge advantage on understanding the student.
Hey, I noticed you might be feeling a little frustrated. Sounds like we could use a little break before we finish the rest of the math problem.
We've heard from a lot of teachers that have said, this is great for shy students, this is great for kids who have had trouble in the classroom, who may not really enjoy math.
By allowing the child to work with Abhi, they have sort of a supportive environment where they can, make mistakes. If they forget something, they're not going to get in trouble.
Oh my stars. Unbelievable. You just amaze me.
It's a very supportive environment to learn in.